The second episode starts from Tanjiro buying a wooden basket for Nezuko to hide from the sun rays in their travel, by paying money. This money is one of the continuity details which animators handled here. The point is, it's okay for normal people to have money for their travel, but Tanjiro's journey didn't start in normal way. He had to leave his home even before entering it to start this journey. There is no way he could have gotten this money from his home but from the work he had done on the previous day. Remember the basket full of charcoals he had in the first scene of first episode? He prepared it to sell them to the villagers, and it was completely empty when he was returning to his home in the evening. Which insists, the money he had in the second episode is the payment from the work which he done in the village on the previous day. The money thing may not be a big deal in anime, but still, it is a nice continuity detail handled here. But what I wonder is, he didn't drop that money even while he faced all the ruckus and struggle in the first episode. Maybe the money could have come in this way. There is a high possibility for Tomioka to give some money to Tanjiro while he was unconscious. After all, Tomioka was the one to cover Nezuko with a blanket to keep her warm. Which one it could be? Comment your opinion. Next detail is, Tanjiro used breathing style unconsciously. Tanjiro had to pass the urokodaki's test to be a student. So both went to the mountain where urokodaki has already set the traps for training, then urokodaki vanished on leaving Tanjiro on his own on that mountain. The test is, Tanjiro has to come back to urokodaki's home by surviving all the traps from that mountain before the sunrise. The direction to urokodaki is also Tanjiro's responsible to find out. That's the test. At first Tanjiro had hardships to evade all the traps he faced, and also it was top of the mountain, so he couldn't get enough oxygen which made exhaust a little bit. Whenever it comes to direction on mountain, Tanjiro always relies on his sense of smell, and here he uses his talent also to sniff out the every traps. The traps were set by a human, which leaves a little bit of his smell on them. His sense of smell becomes very handy for his survival on mountain. But with low oxygen, Tanjiro had to expand his sense of smell to a certain point which required getting his breathing under his control. Right after that moment, did you notice what he said? He could move very athletic after that moment. It is the exact result of using the total concentration breathing. Which means, when he tried to expand his sense of smell to find out the traps, he actually used total concentration breathing style without even knowing about it. His born talent, the sense of smell, actually becomes a key step for him to unlock and use the total concentration breathing style, which makes Tanjiro a natural breathe user. Tanjiro's first encounter with a demon. Everything Tanjiro done on mountain for his living, is paying on his journey. It was the first ever encounter with a demon for Tanjiro, but he could break out his frozen state within moment. Even though he was frozen on seeing a demon full of bloodthirst and eating a whole human family, he could come out of that state when the demon jumped on him. It's probably because of the usual dangers he faced on the mountain. Remember the first thing he had on his mind when he thought about his family massacre in first episode? So he faced the bears and its rage along with his childhood. That's the resistance he is using against a demon. Then about the demon's name wasn't mentioned in anywhere. So let's go with Temple Demon. It specifically doesn't have any power other than the biokinesis, which is a usual ability of every demon's. The ability to manipulate the biological matter is known as biokinesis. Even the low-level demons can modify its physical factors on its free will. After all, every demons are immortals. It was already shown for Nezuko to enlarge or shrink her whole physical form in the first 2 episodes itself. And for the Temple Demon, it can control its demon body even after it's decapitated. It can manipulate its hair as defensive or offensive mechanism. It can even grow extra extremities on its free will, like it grew 2 hands for mobility from its neck after the decapitation. It was also shown that the Temple Demon could coagulate the blood way faster. This biokinesis ability can be seen in any demon. Demons can change their physical form however they see it fits. It's kind of an on-the-way detail given here. Nezuko's demonic point. At the moment when Nezuko sees the human blood for the first time, her demonic hunger awakens and urges her to devour the human flesh. She even started drooling out of her bamboo muzzle on seeing the exposed human flesh. But at the last moment, Nezuko completely controlled her urge with her emotions for her brother, and came to save Tanjiro. But there is an attractive detail. Did you notice her pupil when she overcame her demonic instincts? It turns from her normal eye into perfect demon eye, which actually insists she reach the complete demon form. That's the exact point where most of the newborn demons let their demonic instincts take control on themselves, and devour their first meal of the demon life. But for Nezuko, it's totally contrary to that fact. Here Nezuko takes control on her demonic instincts and her strength with her human emotions. She even ignored the human flesh. Again, not to mention that she received blood from the Demon King himself, which would definitely have effects on her physical instincts after all, which she overcame with ease. So, with this we can say, she already surpassed the Upper Moon caliber even in the second episode, broke out of her demonic instincts, which exactly makes her the Queen of Demons. Though most of the fans believe it's another plot armor of the Demon Slayer, still it's the effect of the great love she has on her family. Comment or opinion on whether is it plot armor or the effect of the love? Next, Nezuko's extreme sensitivity to the sunlight. Even at the beginning of the episode, and after the battle with the temple demon, it was shown that Nezuko has an extreme sensitivity to the sunlight. At the beginning, even though Nezuko was put inside a cave until Tanjiro makes a sun-free basket, she dug a pit to hide from the sun rays. The pits would be much cooler than the normal environment, which insists that she wanted to escape even from the temperature arises from the sunlight, which in turn has no effect on the demon body. Only the direct sunlight can disintegrate the demon cells. Other factors of the sun like the temperature doesn't have any effect on the demon body. But she was extremely afraid of the sun. And after the fight with Temple Demon, she went inside the home even before the sunrise. Even the Temple Demon was at that scene. Its head was still alive on the tree, but it didn't feel any harm or any other cautiousness until the very last moment before the sunlight hits its body. I mean, it couldn't sense the sun like Nezuko did. She sensed the sunrise, and she was cautious enough to hide within the basket which will protect her from the sun, that is even before the sunrise. There could be possibly only one trigger for her cautiousness, which is the memory of Muzan's cells. Not to mention she received the blood directly from the Demon King, which should definitely have effects on her physical instincts after all. That's what makes her extremely sensitive to the sun. This could also explain her demonic super strength. She didn't devour a single human after she became a complete demon, which is the main resource for the demon's life, yet she has enough strength to decapitate a full-fledged demon. It's probably the effects from the blood of the Demon King. Tanjiro's headbutt. This is the first ever episode in which we witness the Tanjiro's most powerful combat move, which is also the strongest move in the whole Demon Slayer universe, the Tanjiro headbutt. Both the brother and sister's strength point has been shown in this episode. It took only 2 headbutts to knock out the Temple Demon. Also, it took only 2 kicks from Nezuko to make the Temple Demon completely disable, even though it's just for a moment. We can say that both inherited the strongest parts of Kimetsu no Yaiba universe. Tanjiro has the strongest head, and Nezuko has the strongest leg. Sakonji. As shown in this episode, Sakonji urokodaki has keen sense of smell enough to smell the emotions of a person. Just at his first glance, Sakonji has obtained the scent of a kindness from Tanjiro. So guys, emotions have smell, you just need a keen sense of smell, that's all. Both Tanjiro and Sakonji has the same talent, which makes Sakonji the perfect sensei for Tanjiro. All the flaws and positive from Sakonji's experience can be straightly implanted to Tanjiro. Even though Sakonji found Tanjiro to be a weakling in his point of view, which resulted in a dilemma, and gave him a physical test to decide whether to take him as his student or not, Sakonji actually accepted him as his student even before he knew. That's how he even started his conversation with Tanjiro, giving instructions and hints to learn a way to kill the demons, which already made him Tanjiro's sensei. And for Nezuko, Sakonji become a strong pillar to protect her from becoming a mindless demon. Sakonji deeply concerns about the Nezuko's demonic side, and continuously clears every possible ways which will provoke her demonic instincts. When that temple demon picked up the fight with Tanjiro and Nezuko, he left those half-devoured human bodies behind in that house. That made Nezuko drool. But when Nezuko went to hide in that house after the sunrise, those bodies weren't there. In the next scene, it was shown that Sakonji buried every bodies and was paying final respect to them. Nezuko left the battleground even before the sunrise, and at the exact time Sakonji also vanished from Tanjiro's side. He cleared those bodies from there just before Nezuko entered there. He may have done just to pay respect to those souls, but the fact he did it in that instance cleared the house for Nezuko to hide, insists that he actually didn't want those human flesh to provoke her demon side again. After all, in his whole experience, Nezuko is the only ever demon to protect a human from another demon. Next detail is, Tomioka's Kasugai crow is well trained. When Tomioka's crow delivered his letter to Sakonji, did you notice, it actually bowed his head to Sakonji before leaving. It is nice scene to show how much his Kasugai crow is respectful and trained. Tomioka's crow is old one. There is an information which says, because of its old age it's so annoying to Tomioka, who has extreme patience. It will keep disturbing him while he is fighting a demon. It is a good partner to someone with depression in another level. Every Kasugai crows are well trained in Demon Slayer, and each one has a unique personality similar to its owner mostly. Next one, we already see in first episode breakdown. Before attacking Tomioka, Tanjiro had stones totally out of nowhere. There is no previous scene which explains how he got that stone. In second episode also, there lies a similar detail. The knife Tanjiro got to kill that temple demon. He always carried an axe in his journey, but he never had a knife. We can confirm that in this scene. He has only axe, not any other weapons. There is no scene which explains how and from where Tanjiro got that knife. So he got that knife totally out of nowhere. But it's anime after all, everything is possible. Next, wearing the same dress is justified. In every anime, it has become very casual for any character to wear the same dress throughout the whole series. The main reason for wearing the same dress in anime is, it becomes effective for the character to hold an impact in viewers' mind. But in this episode, wearing the same dress is also justified, but only for Nezuko. When Tanjiro was following Sakonji to his home, he had a memory of Nezuko which explains her care for their siblings. Whenever her dress is torn, she always knits that dress, and kept using that old dress instead of buying a new one, because she considered that money can be used for their siblings to get a meal for a day. That's why Nezuko always keep her pink dress even though it's old and torn. And eventually that pink dress became her favorite one. And that's also the reason why did she choose that dress even after she became a demon in first episode. Remember? When Tanjiro carried her to the hospital in the first scene, she had a white dress covered in blue kimono. And in last scene, when he came back to his home to rise grave and pay the final respect to his family before leaving, Nezuko was wearing that pink dress. It became her favorite dress that she liked it even in her demon stage. So guys, that's all about the second episode as far as I could notice. Comment if you know something else from the second episode. Don't forget to like guys.